rather bring war to the masters. Truthfully, they get more than their ass kicked. If I bring out the bore of disasters, will a curse, or are you sure you can start it? I won't stand for supporting the garbage. Some are rhyming about holding the sticks, and some are shining, but I ain't solar eclipse. They're like quick, them pricks got caught in the darkness. I would get violent if I get blocked by that trident. I'll put a 4-4 to a sergeant. I'll give the brain and my caution regardless. I'll start assaulting a bastard. Make sure you're sure that you blast it. I ain't get snitched, but I'm in a fit beneath the floorboards of your store and your alarmers. Some niggas they love ignoring the smarties. Two feds come to the door, boring apartments, talking about some warrant for Jarvis. You idiot, I told you. If it's the hardest you're talking, I'll be one of the hardest bars reporting. If it's the hardest you're talking, I'll be one of the hardest bars reporting. If it's the hardest you're talking, I'll be one of the hardest bars reporting. If it's the hardest you're talking, I'll be one of the hardest bars reporting. Anyways, for those who don't know, it's DOT, basically Grand G.O.D. A lot of guys don't wanna see me whole P. 20 years don't meet me a real OG. Now friends wanna leech when you hear this, your whole team will know about it by the end of the week. I'm penned with a speech, I'm spending life behind bars, but no one sentencing me. Believe I hate talking to enemies, it's like producing a beat while forcing a melody. I killed young Dot and took a walk in the cemetery, trapped to my thoughts so I'll never be free. Mind and soul are haunted by memories, the days resorting to felonies, getting beat. I might look physically weak, but no, I'm mentally strong with no therapy. I'm at war myself, trying to suppress my negative energy. Anything necessary to get myself out this devilish territory. There's obstacles the size of Mount Everest, but I can't ever slip. My life I can't get a grip, I'm 10 steps ahead of these MCs. Me, myself, no veterans sent me. I'm something like amphetamines deadly. If it's the hardest you're talking, I'll be one of the hardest bars reporting. If it's the hardest you're talking, I'll be one of the hardest bars reporting. If it's the hardest you're talking, I'll be one of the hardest bars reporting. If it's the hardest you're talking, I'll be one of the hardest bars reporting. At the end of the day, I'm riding on his 14 like a Viking, perfecting time and flow. All these guys dislike I'm a rhyming, cause on the sub low I'm shining, mind and soul. Stay dark like a violent crow, they wanna murder but they can't find him though. You can get done for when you speak on a beat, for less than under a G. You can get left or resting under the sea. In the worst way, you can swim with a fish like a mermaid. In a clash if you win, that's I wish that came true. I hate fake dudes, give a first aid after I'm done with them, there's no work rate. I ain't spitting like Weezy on a beat. If I made a rhythm it needs me on a beat. If it's beef for streets on road then I burst snakes. My bars are so weighty, when I spit they hate me, cause lately I'm bringing earthquakes. And half the road ladies when I bring my baby, it's crazy, that's on the first date. But I can't fall into the trap, I'm trying to settle down. If it's war we bring the metal round. Put a bigger man in this place that you'll settle now. You're the type to let the beef get to you. You go to war with a blank teeth replica. You wanna shank me, plan A didn't work, that's a whack plan B. When I plan C, always close to plan G. Overstand me, I got away with words. Fuck off's one of my favourite verbs. You should do that, I stick my middle finger up in the world like Tupac. Fuck that, I stick you up like blue tack. If it's the hardest you're talking, I'll be one of the hardest bars reporting. If it's the hardest you're talking, I'll be one of the hardest bars reporting. If it's the hardest you're talking, I'll be one of the hardest bars reporting. If it's the hardest you're talking, I'll be one of the hardest bars reporting. This all begun with a bar ting, on top of him spitting hard like a starving. Laughing but look now they're wondering, asking who's this MC from London and Harsing. Some reply one of the hardest, some deny, say that I'm something like Carcass. But no, I am not one of them borrowers. But I did out, I'm high grade, something like skunk and I'm marking. When guns them are sparking, you won't fight for your life, you'd rather jump in a casket. See, it's all fun when you're passing, till reality comes and enemies come to your margins. Holding the guns that are carving, real talk come from a dungeon of darkness. With a flip knife found under your heart is family, your life's a jungle, I'm Tarzan. Sometimes I feel like I'm riding alone, born on my own so I die on my own. I ain't gonna lie to the public, I will go mad if an enemy tries to oppose. Back in the days I was moving slow, okay, but now I stay light on my toes. Cause I can't stand with the average bystander. Starts asking me why I'm on the road. You guys, you need to tighten your flow. Me, I got my mind on my eyes on the goal. They said that I'd beat the grime scene. How? That's a murder case they're trying to solve. Oh, I'm so deep with the flow. If I was a god, I bet beside you would know. You men are unlikely to make it, but you can try until you die for the whole. If it's the